Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Amy and today I wanted to take you through a tour of my stationery, planning and productivity journey. So I thought before I get too stuck into videos, before I get too stuck into helping everyone else with their planning techniques and productivity tips, I would just give you a quick explanation of how I got into planning and productivity and how it has developed over my lifetime. As I'm filming this, I am only 24 years old, so I don't have 70 or 80 years of life experience, but what I do have is a lot of excitement, joy and passion for all things productivity related. Now, I wasn't exactly born with a planner. However, some traits that I was born with was definitely a love for order, and I loved having things in set ways. Admittedly, those set ways probably didn't make any sense to anyone else. I can remember my mum always telling me stories about how I would line up my toy cars and pens and pencils in orders. Sometimes the order would make sense, it'd be alphabetical or numerical, or it'd be colour oriented. Other times, no one really understood the order apart from myself, and if that order was broken, apparently I got very upset about it. So yes, I really did like having things in very set ways when I was younger, and that has just developed and grown as I have got older. I think my love for stationery, however, really didn't develop until I was about 9 or 10, so that'd be year 5 or year 6 in primary school. I can remember switching schools because we moved house, and I had the biggest pencil case. Everyone loved it. I always had pens, and I loved being able to show off the fact that I was the one who always had pens, unlike anyone else who always forgot theirs. So I think that really started to feed my love for pens and pencils and all things stationery related. I also can remember having plenty of arts and crafts afternoons at home, doing arts and crafts with my mum. So having stationery and things like stickers, washi tape, it wasn't exactly new to me. I've always had those kind of things growing up. Planner related, however, I think this is where we need to start looking at secondary school and as I'm getting a little bit older, so my teen years. In my secondary school, we had things called a homework planner, which I think a lot of schools have nowadays. So pretty much it's just a little planner, nothing too special or fancy, where you could just write down all your homework. And that sounds really boring to a lot of people, but I loved it. I used to colour code mine, I used to write certain notes to myself and organise my day, and I used to get really into it. I used to get picked on for it, but I used to get really into my homework planner. I loved that feeling of being organised and knowing exactly what was due when and by what time. I got pretty in depth. So that's the very first year of my secondary school, so I must have been 12. However, at the same time, my mum was also actually using a proper planner. She was using a Filofax at the time. And of course I'm looking at my homework planner and I'm looking at my mum's Filofax and I'm thinking, yours looks a lot nicer than mine. I want me some of that, basically. And I know it sounds bad, but pretty much I wanted a proper big girl planner because my mum had a big girl planner. And I think that's where my planning story kind of begins. I must have been 13 at the time, and my mum gave me one of her very old Filofaxes. I can't remember what type it was, but it was bound with a string round it and it was red. I do remember that. And I used to have all my homework in there and things that I probably thought was important at the time to schedule and to dream up about my life. And pretty much that's where my planning journey started. I spent quite a bit of time. I used to write down all the meetings for newsletters and stuff that we would do at school. Yeah, I really got quite heavily involved in my planner at such a young age. And that pretty much just grew and grew and grew up until the point where when I was 16, I had my first proper, like my own first proper planner, not just a hand-me-down, my first proper planner. Again, it was a Filofax. And that's when I really started to plan out things like jobs and things that I wanted to do during the day. I started working as a virtual assistant at the age of 16, so I had things I needed to start scheduling and working out and writing notes about. So that's when I think I really started to get into planning properly. So not decorative planning like I do now, but actually just sit down writing to-do lists. This is when I need to do this by this time. Have I checked it off? No, go do it. That kind of planning. When I was 18, I then found planning, well, decorative planning, I should say, on social media. And that was such an epiphany moment for me because I have never really been a very creative person. I know before I mentioned that I do arts and crafts with my mum. Never said I was good at it. Again, quick story. I was the child who drew something. My mum said, "That's a nice elephant." Apparently, I was drawing a house. My creative ability really is that shockingly bad. So, yeah, I've always wanted to be creative. Never really been good at it. But then I saw decorative planning, which was how people would use stickers and washi tape to organise all of their dreams and hopes, goals, to-do lists in a very creative yet functional way. And that was amazing for me. That was honestly an epiphany moment because I got to develop and learn about my creativity and make things look pretty without me having to draw. But at the same time, it really fueled my desire for wanting things in set orders and having things planned out and knowing exactly what I was going to do on what day. So planning for me really, I think, became a massive part of my life when I was about 18. Skip forward a couple more years, about 20, I then really started looking at digital planning. And I don't mean digital planning in the sense how it does nowadays. If you look up digital planning on YouTube, for example, you're going to get a whole bunch of how to do your own bullet journal and good notes. That's not the kind of digital planning I wanted. I was fully into the project management systems, things like Asana, things like Trello, things like ClickUp. These sorts of softwares were things I was using and getting really interested in when I was about 20. So about 4 years ago, my digital side started to really kick in. Now, don't get me wrong, I was still using my planner every single day. There is, for me, nothing beats a physical planner. I absolutely love and cherish each one of my physical planners. But there's also times, especially when it comes to work and you're chatting to people in different counties or different countries, you kind of need some sort of digital software that you can use so you can mark things down in a hurry, that you can, or when you're on the go, you can't take your planner everywhere with you. So sometimes just having a really good and handy software or an app on your phone, it is really helpful. To this day, I am still a big user of ClickUp. It is by far my most favourite. I don't even know if that's even grammatically correct, but it is my favourite online digital productivity and project management software. So I really do still stand by that. Absolutely love it. Does it completely replace my physical planner? Honestly, I think ClickUp probably could, but it won't because you can't put stickers on ClickUp. So technically that's already one there. So yes, ClickUp, massive. And even to this day, I'm sitting here at 24 years old and I am still planning. I am still using ClickUp for social media management. I am still finding new ways to improve my time management and productivity. And I think that's because planning, the beauty of planning that I find is that planning evolves and adapts as you evolve and adapt. None of our days are exactly the same, and as we grow older, the things that we want change. Certain things in our lives change, unexpected events can happen or massive new changes. So for me recently, having my son is a massive change in my life, and a lot has had to change in my everyday routines. So the beauty of planning, it just adapted and changed with me. I didn't have to let go of it. I didn't have to say goodbye. I didn't even have to drastically do anything different. I just rearranged my stickers and put them in a different order. And I absolutely love planning. Now, I will be doing future videos on my well-being, mental health, and my psychology journey so far, which will go further in depth of those materials separately. However, before I end this video, I just wanted to share how planning has helped me in those areas. So, planning for me and my mental health, as I said, it was a massive creative outlet for me. I never found a way to be able to express myself creatively until I found stickers, washi tape, and planning. So that is a massive benefit. And creativity, there are so many different types of therapy now that use creativity, and I can honestly see why. For me, stickers and rearranging stickers and laying them down and making things look nice is so therapeutic. And I'm not saying I don't talk to my stickers about how I feel, but there is just something about making a spread each week look pretty that brings in an inner sense of calm and peace for me that I didn't know existed in the creative world, because I've always found creativity so stressful because I'm so bad at it. So yeah, that's a massive way that it's helped my mental health and well-being. And another thing is that because I have been able to be more productive, that has also been a massive weight off my shoulders. I'm one of those people who absolutely hate being bored. I hate not knowing what I'm doing next. I hate not having a plan. So having a planner has been able to reduce a lot of stress for me and improve my well-being that way, because I do know what I want now. Because, thanks to planning, I'd be able to write down my goals, write down my dreams, break them down into smaller, more achievable steps, and then go after the things that I want to happen. So yes, that has been a massive help to my well-being. And in psychology, there are so many different elements of positive psychology that planning can be incorporated into. Gratitude. There was a time when I would write down something that I'm grateful for every single day in my planner. And in fact, I've actually gone back to that now because I found that it really does help. Flow. Learning how to manage your time and manage challenge plus your competency to create that state of flow that you're in can be so well maintained through planning, because you get to literally time block. This is, a time in the day where I can work out what I'm happy and interested in, but also challenges me at the same time. And again, planning is perfect for that. I have also found positive relationships through planning. I have made friends on Facebook. I'm currently in a group with some very, very lovely ladies in there. And we talk about not just planning, but obviously life in general and families. Some of us are mums, so we just get to talk. And that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for planning. And as I already said, I already have this in common with my mum as well. My mum and I will sit down and sort our stickers out together. She gives me some of hers and I'll give mine, some of mine to her. So I've been able to maintain social relationships and contact with people thanks to planning. Other things that positive psychology strengths, I have been able to really work out where my strengths lie and even improve some of my strengths, such as creativity, again thanks to planning. So For me, planning and productivity is a massive, massive part of positive psychology, and it's something that I'm going to be really delving into in this channel, as not many people, I think, realize just how much planning affects them. They just see pretty stickers on a YouTube channel and think, that looks nice, I'll do the same. And there are some people out there who just see it as a waste of money. And it really isn't if you do it properly and you really take the time to learn about the benefits. So this is why I wanted to make this channel and make this video, just so you can see my planning journey so far and how it's benefited me, before I now go into and delve a little deeper into the way that planning and productivity can benefit you. So I really hope that you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment down below. And until next time. Bye guys.